How to make healthy homemade keto dog food. You ready to help everybody? First, please let everybody know that in the first comment, there's a link to a free ebook that is basically infographics and the full transcript of this video so you can, and recipes, of course, and recipes, so you can easily follow along and easily implement it to make healthy homemade ketogenic dog food for your dog, whether they're an adult or a senior, or if they're battling something like cancer or any other of the chronic diseases. The ketogenic diet may be right for you. I'm going to tell everybody how to do it. So before we get started, some of the benefits of ketogenic diet. Why do keto or low carb for your dog? Well, it can help reduce inflammation, and inflammation has been linked to a lot of the things that cause your dog to age. So, and it can also help fight against some of the chronic diseases that they tend to go through, like cancer, which may be linked to inflammation. It can also improve your dog's cellular health, get them to produce new strong mitochondria, and may even have an impact on their stem cell generation. Ketogenic basically means we're going to shoot for a diet that is about 70% fats and 30% protein. Sure, you'll have some carbs from things like vegetables, but basically we're going for 70-30. Now, if that sounds complicated, don't worry. It's not. We're going to show you how to do it, right? What are people going to need to do the ketogenic diet? Let's get them set up right. So what do they need? Number one, kitchen scale and 7 bowls if you're going to batch. You can also do it in 3 bowls if you want to put 2 days worth in the same bowl. However you want to do it, it's fine. We like to batch it. Number 2, you're going to set yourself up with foods that are both protein and fat. So something like ground pork or ground beef is perfect for this. You need a vegetable, pumpkin, spinach. We'll get into those later. A kefir, probiotic, so protein, probiotic. If you want to use a probiotic supplement, that's fine. A prebiotic fiber like chia seeds. And then, just to make sure, a vitamin and mineral supplement, especially calcium. The one thing you will lack on a homemade diet is calcium. Dogs need a lot more than we do. And even that little bit of kefir, even if you're using eggshells, you need extra calcium. So as we said, if you go with a ground pork, ground beef, ground turkey, ground chicken, because they're including the skin and the fats in there, it's probably going to be pretty close to the 70-30 split you need. So you really don't have to do much else. Ground pork is usually perfect. You just don't want to get the super lean stuff. So it's actually more desirable because it can be cheaper. Most people don't want to buy the fattier meats. Tell your butcher or at the supermarket, look for the less lean. Vegetable-wise, anything that's a low-carb fibrous vegetable. Right now, she is eating red cabbage and pumpkin. Great vegetables for the keto diet. Green cabbage as well, spinach, broccoli. Everything is listed in the free booklet below, so just click on that and download it. Number 2, it's an important question. How much food do you guys need? The starting point is to basically take your dog's body weight in kilos and multiply it by 20. Those of you watching who measure in pounds, trust me, it is much easier to do it in kilos and grams. It is a much more precise measurement, and you will have a lot less math to do. Most kitchen scales have grams, have kilos, so it's super easy. Now, this is your starting point, and you will adjust up or down as needed. For instance, if your dog is a bit on the lazy side, you want to probably start at 20, and then you're going to scale down to maybe 18 or 17 or 16 grams per kilo of body weight. If you have a senior or an adult who's super active, very energetic, you'll probably stay at 20. You might even go up a little higher. Really, it's going to take a few weeks, and you're going to have to judge based on your dog's body, how they're reacting. But one of the great things about keto is they're going to hold on to their lean muscle mass even if they're fighting against chronic diseases. So this is one way to keep them strong and healthy, because lean muscle for a senior dog is like a retirement account. Now, you don't have to weigh their food. And one thing you can do to cut way down on the cost if you're using ground beef or ground pork is to simply use eggs as well. You can use them raw. One egg, a medium to large egg, is typically about 50 grams. Or as you're seeing on the screen here, for example, Nunzio's food, he's a big guy and it can be a lot. So in order to cut down on the cost, I add some eggs in, which basically 2 eggs a day takes 100 grams of beef out. It's very simple. And again, it is all detailed in the free booklet below. Right? Number 3, what about fats? If you've ever been on a keto diet or you know anybody who has been, a human, they always talk about which fats they have to add to the diet. If you're giving a ground beef, ground pork, one of these things, you won't have to. If you're giving a very lean protein source like chicken breast, you're going to have to add in fats like extra virgin olive oil or extra virgin coconut oil. But if you're already giving them a fatty meat, all you're going to have to add is a little bit of omega-3 fatty acids, whether that's cod liver oil or a high EPA DHA fish oil, krill oil, Or if you gotta go the cheaper route, the tuna oil, the oil from the tuna that you eat. Super cheap way to get some extra omega-3s in your diet. However, the best way to do it is with a high EPA DHA fish oil. Number 4, what about the food prep? Is this gonna take a long time? Absolutely not. You can do this in one of two ways. You can either use a pressure cooker or a slow cooker, any kind of InstaPot, and you can put this on and set it and forget it. When the food's done, all you gotta do is take it, put it in a bowl, put it in the fridge overnight. This is very important. Now, if you're cooking it in a pot on the stove, also doesn't take very long. Basically, you add a little water, you saute the meat, and then it's done. Either way, you're gonna wanna put that beef or pork or whatever they're eating in a bowl and leave it in the fridge overnight. Why? Because this allows it to reabsorb the liquids that it would normally lose, and you'll see there's a thick pad of fat on the top. This is desirable. We do not want to lose those fats because they're very important on a ketogenic diet and your dog's body needs them. Number 5, how about some extras? You give people some extras. These aren't always necessary, but they're good to use. So fiber like chia seeds, which are always pre-soaked, meaning we're going to put them in water first for about 10 minutes at least. You can leave them in overnight as well, so that they absorb the water. Again, this is a prebiotic fiber along with the vegetables, and if you're using a probiotic like yogurt, kefir, or a probiotic supplement, it will help improve dramatically your dog's gut health, which is super important and essential for their joint health, for their internal health, and really for their lifespan. Next, bone broth. This is essential. You can make this at home. It is super cheap. Use vegetable scraps, use bones from the butcher shop, from the supermarket. You can probably get them for free. If your butcher's trying to charge you, tell them they're for broth, not for your dog, because sometimes they charge you. If you say it's for your dog, sometimes they charge you. Why bone broth? It's not just about vitamins and minerals. And yes, it has electrolytes, but it's also about glucosamine, MSM, and most importantly, it is rich with collagen, which can help their joints, can help their muscles, helps their internal health, but it really helps repair damage to the gut lining, which again can really slash inflammation. How much broth? It really depends. A dog like maybe here gets about a cup. A big guy like Nunzio probably gets a cup and a half, 2 cups. It's pretty tough to overdose on broth, but do it within reason, obviously. Number 6, how many meals? That really depends. What does your dog need? Once a day is totally fine, especially if you're into intermittent fasting with your dog. But a lot of older dogs, a lot of seniors, or dogs who are dealing with any kind of chronic issue may have to take medication and eat multiple times a day. Totally fine. 2, 3 times, however you need, it's fine. It will not have an effect on getting into ketosis. It will not have an effect on their health overall. How about number 7? Supplement. So as we said earlier, calcium is a must. If you trust where your eggs are from, whether you raise your own chickens or your neighbor does, or you're getting them from a farmer's market, you can just use the eggshells. Once they're done, take them, grind them up, give them to your dog. It is pure calcium. If they're from the supermarket, do not use them because they are sprayed with a chemical that is, well, it's toxic. If not, you can give a basic calcium supplement. These are super cheap. They can come from oyster shells or from eggshells. And yes, you should give them a calcium supplement even if you're also feeding your dog raw bones. Dogs have a tremendous need for calcium. Other vitamins and minerals should be covered by the bone broth, but we like to use a vitamin and mineral supplement that is sourced from vegetables, from herbs, from the Bones and Raw Food diet, from the Bones and Raw Food line, basically just to cover all of our nutritional bases. The best brands for that are included in the infographic booklet in the first comment. Obviously, as we said, you're also going to want to add omega-3 fatty acids. The easiest, cheapest way, honestly, is to get an EPA DHA oil made for humans. A lot of the fish oils made for dogs, the purity is just not there. And frankly, it's actually cheaper to just buy fish oil made for humans. EPA and DHA are the fatty acids we actually want. It's easiest to do it with this type of oil. If not, you can use krill oil, cod liver oil. Again, everything is listed in the booklet below. And then any supplements beyond that, and this will be taken care of in the book, will be situation specific. So if your dog is having some liver problems, they might want to get into cordyceps or turkey tail mushrooms, spirulina, or if they're having issues with cancer, again, the same type of mushrooms, spirulina, turmeric, all of these things are great additions to the ketogenic diet. Turmeric especially is basically essential because it can be literally life-changing, right? And that's it. That's how you make healthy homemade keto dog food. It can actually help extend your dog's life and give them a better health span. Recipes are listed in the booklet below, as is all the information here. Check it out. We made it super cute and super easy to follow, right? I didn't design it, she did. So you know it's good quality, right? What should everybody do? Click up there? Of course, obviously. You gotta tell them.